report for the children. So beginning Wednesday, the 2nd of November, the teachers will be sent effort grades from their previous report, so last year's academic report. They'll give them an overview of how that child has been recently performing and was judged by the teachers last academic year. Also, you can see there on the left here, there is an example of the effort grades for the different subjects and the different areas. Okay, so that's taken from the report card from last academic year. Also, the report writing starts for class teachers. Now, of course, you'll have to come together as a year group and discuss things. You've got plenty of time. We're opening it early. Some people like to be organised and just get things down as they feel is needed. So there's plenty of time there to record things. It is opening earlier this year. The target writing begins for specialist teachers. I'll talk a little bit more about this. And also, the specialist teachers will begin to complete the class sheet. So underneath here with the arrows pointing, here's an example from 5P, some comments made for PE, some comments made for music, some comments made for curriculum support, and also for French. Now, the teachers, specialist teachers, do not have to do comments for every single child. It's the children that they would like to make a point of, so that can be recorded on the teacher's general comment on the report card. So a little bit about the specialist teachers. The specialist input. The specialist teachers select an attainment grade, that grade for how they're performing, and add a personalised academic target, areas to work on, an academic target. So not behaviour, but for example, in PE, their skills and strategies, it will relate to that and how they can improve the content. Behaviour could be shared on that previous document that goes to the teachers. Any other information which a specialist teacher feels needs to be mentioned, positive or negative, should be given to the class teacher who can incorporate it into their comment on that previous example of the template that I showed you. If any grade from a specialist differs significantly from the general levels of achievement throughout the report, which we have had in the past, class teachers, please discuss it with the specialist concerned. So the class teacher goes to the specialist and discusses that and asks for the reasons why. This is not meant to challenge the specialist's judgment, but merely to be prepared for any questions that may occur from parents. And there may be a valid reason why that has been, but just so that everyone is aware. We have had this happen before. Class teacher talks with the specialist teacher. If there is still an issue with this, then it comes my way. I will talk with the specialist teacher. Okay, looking at targets, 160 characters. So it's not a great deal of words. As you can see on this example below, Arabic to keep up regular home reading practice. It's not too long. 160 characters. Start with 2. Ensure the targets reflect attainment grade. Attainment relating to where they are right now, basically how they've done in a test or observations or in their books, how they've done right now with understanding the skills and understanding of the content covered. They shouldn't contradict what is in the general comment. And they individualise. We don't want to see just 3 targets shared about and all children get one of those 3 targets. We want it personalised for each child. Focus on challenging the pupil to improve. Relate to the skills and understanding of the content covered and strategies applied. And behavioural limitations do not belong here. They go in the general comment. So hopefully that has cleared any grey areas that relate to the differences between what goes in the targets and what gets shared with the teachers from the specialist teachers and also curriculum support share that also. So that's where we're up to so far. In December, so before we break up, Monday the 5th of December, the specialist buddy will check the targets. So within PE, within Arabic, within different departments, you'll need someone to just share, maybe at a meeting, just sharing a second opinion on the targets. This is where the leader, the coordinator, can also keep an eye on what's happening. So this is the first strategy we have for making sure that we have perfect reports go home. On December the 10th of January, the subject coordinator or head of department does a final check of specialist targets. Okay. Tuesday the 10th of January, the specialist teacher's deadline, head of curriculum support forwards the curriculum support progress update to classroom teachers about specific interventions, so that they've got the most recent. Tuesday 10th of January, class teachers must check specialist targets online and contact the specialist to make corrections. We can't have spelling mistakes. We need to have it as perfect as possible. And Thursday, 12th of January, specialist corrections deadline. So on the 12th of January, so we've gone from December through to January now. This is after the break. But on that Thursday, 12th of January, the specialist corrections should be perfect, so that I can hop on and have a look. And if there's any issues there, then I know that in these certain areas of quality assurance, being either the head of department or the coordinator, subject coordinator, or the teachers, that this quality assurance hasn't either had the opportunity to happen or it's fallen down, broken down. But by Thursday, the 12th of January, they should be perfect for the specialist comments. Wednesday, 18th of January, all reports completed by the classroom teachers by 8 a.m. Really important date, put that in your diaries. That's when we expect all the reports ready to go. Having said that, the first drafts will be printed at 8 a.m, given to classroom teachers to check and make hard copy changes in green. So in other words, what we're doing there is within the teams, year heads of year with their teams, year level teams, they'll be checking that the reports are good and ready to go, no spelling mistakes. It's been done consistently, and it's important, therefore, within the year level that they meet early and have consistency on judgments for maths, for English, which we've got consistency through Power Math, we've got through teaching assessment frameworks and writing. But for any assessment that comes up, you need to make sure that you all are on the same page when it comes to assessing the children, so we have consistency throughout the year level. A subject analysis prepared by Aman on Wednesday the 18th of January. Sunday the 22nd of January, a buddy check, so that's within the year groups. Wednesday 25th of January, the second draft printed. This second draft has already been through a proofreading or proof check within the year groups. So when it comes to the junior leadership team, we're seeing what the year leaders believe to be ready to go out. And this worked well last year. I know the particular classes that I read, the odd small error, which is, normal, but otherwise they were pretty much spot on, ready to go. So you can see that Tim, Eileen, Emma and Navita will do those final checks, and we've shared so that we have a year group. So I have year 2, Eileen has year 1, Emma has year 3, Navita has year 4. Then we've split up year 6 and year 5, and so we're all sharing those ones out also. Sunday, 29th of January, return to the classroom teachers for corrections. This is normally quite tight. We get 4 days to check those, and if we're busy, it is a busy time for us if we've got other things going on, but it's realistic that we can get that done over the weekend. Sunday, 29th of January, return to classroom teachers for corrections. The third draft is printed for the junior leadership team and classroom teachers' signatures. And so they're signed and ready to go. Monday, 30th of January, reports printed and given to the classroom teachers to send home, distribute. Tuesday, 31st of January, all junior school reports to parents via the portal. Okay. So that's the reporting and ready to go. Extra points to take note of. The audience, the report is for parents, the majority of whom have English as a second language. Avoid jargon and too many technical phrases. The report comprises a single comment box that is to be completed by the class teacher. This is the only comment box. It enables everything to be said about the child. Attainment. Using the national curriculum age-related expectations, you tick the pupil's level of attainment. There are 5 options. Working significantly below. Only to be used if the pupil is working 2 years lower than age-related expectations. Working below the age-related expectations. Working at the expected level, meeting the age-related expectations independently without teacher support. Working 1 year above age-related expectations. And working significantly above. For anyone to get in this area, it is only to be used if the pupil is working 2 years above the age-related expectations. Okay. If you have children working significantly above or significantly below, we can use the SAS scores. That's from the PTE and PTM assessment that we do at the end of each academic year. 74 or lower would be regarded as significantly below, and 128 and higher would be significantly above. But of course, we haven't done that recently for this year, but you can use the data from the end of last year to look at that. And what you need to then do is sit down as a year group with the head of year and discuss the child at a year group meeting and moderate the child's work as a year group. And that'd be a year group decision if there's people who you think deserve working significantly above or working significantly below. If in doubt, contact the subject coordinator or myself for input. So on the report, this is what it looks like. The attainment key, WSB, WB, working at, working above, working significantly above, and not applicable. Key effort, 1 is excellent. This is for the effort. 2, very good. 3, good. 4, satisfactory. 5, poor. Effort. Do not confuse effort with attainment or behaviour. Justify in your comments any reasons a child's effort grade may have changed since their previous report. Grade should be entered using a numerical scale as below, which we just went through. So 1 being excellent, the best, 5 being poor. General comment. This is the same as it's been over the last few years. 1,600 characters with spaces. Show you know the child well. Comment on relationships with peers and adults. Comment on punctuality. Must state the amount, type of curriculum support received. Vary sentences with the name and pronoun. So don't just say she. Throw in Layla every so often, or using different pronouns. Vary sentences with name and pronoun. Celebrate the success and state weaknesses and what is needed to overcome these. So as we do with our written feedback, looking at stars and wishes. Mention leadership roles, sporting achievements, house achievements, competitions. Find out what ASAs they're doing. Find out what their interests are outside of school. Are they learning instruments? Are they involved in synchronized swimming? Are they involved in judo? Finding out, the whole aspect of this child. Holistic learning doesn't happen just at school. There's lots of things that we can consider. Comment on personal organisation and independence. For example, homework. Do they need to mention any specialist feedback? Health issues. Comment on behaviour and any behaviour interventions. For example, report cards, contracts, suspensions. And for this, we can look at the learning values, looking at how kind the child is, looking at, do they explore? Are they curious? Do they accept everyone in the class and realise that everyone is different and unique and accept them for who they are? Are they creative with their work? What about their well-being? Do they have a balanced life? Do they get enough sleep? Do they eat healthy meals? Are they resilient with their work? Are they growing in confidence? And do they respect the different people in their class and the different adults that teach them? And also, do they take time to reflect? And are they trying to improve in their learning process? So all those areas are important. Right, some things to consider. There should be no references to assessments. For example, no saying, oh, in the Power Maths test or in the progress test in English, they did really well. We try not to do that. All of these contribute to the report card, but we don't want to individualise or talk about specific tests. When referring to a child, use the term pupil or child rather than student. There should be no reference by name to another pupil in a report. Although the pupil's name is recorded in Engage in full, shortened or alternative forms may be used. For example, rather than referring to Xiao Ping all the time, we could talk about Paul, and we have a few students who fit into that category. Please check spellings carefully. We use the UK, United Kingdom spelling formalities. Do not use American spellings. Use alternatives to practice. If you're unsure, practice being the noun and practice being the verb. Practice is the noun and practice is the verb. For instance, we would say that a doctor with a private practice, the name of the practice, practices the verb privately. Capitalize subject titles. Other strands of subjects use lowercase. For example, singing, literacy and numeracy skills, guided reading, and so forth. But it's the actual subject titles of English, mathematics, physical education, music, we use a capital. Use capitals for all proper nouns, pupil council, year 3, and use BISC terminology. Pupil council, not student council, maths, not numeracy, English, not literacy. Okay, if you have any queries, and first of all, I think when we talk about the reports, you can ask in your year groups, but if you have any queries that need some sort of more details, do come and see me. Thank you.